Hey everyone, today I'm going to be taking you through Leia, Princess of Alderaan. It's written by Claudia Gray and part of the Journey to Star Wars: The Last Jedi. This is a series of books to get you ready for that movie. This happens within the Rebellion era and is between Rebels Season 2, Episode 9 and Episode 10. Without giving too much away, here's the publisher's summary of the book. This is found on starwars.fandom.com. Please go there whenever you're looking for any information about Star Wars. There's a lot of stuff on there. It is Leia Organa's 16th birthday, and she participates in a traditional ceremony where she declares her intention to one day take the throne of Alderaan. But she's much more concerned about the way her parents are acting lately. Lots of meetings and late dinners, and not talking to her as much as they used to. Eventually, she discovers the reason for their secrecy, their involvement in the increasingly organized rebellion. When Leia decides to become involved herself in the fight against the Empire, whether her parents approve or not, she will have to prove to them that she is a valuable asset who must be allowed to take a stand, regardless of the risk to herself. Her stand will also put her at odds with the pacifist young Alderaanian man who gives Leia her first kiss and her first real loss. So this book is surprisingly good. I'm not a big Princess Leia fan. I like her, everyone does, but I would rather, follow a Jedi story or a smuggling story, Han Solo stuff, anything like that. But this book surprised me because I went into it like that, but as I got to know it and learn from it about who Princess Leia was and where she was coming from, what she grew up in, it takes you back to Alderaan. This was a planet, we've never seen in the movies in the original trilogy. So it's cool to see the workings behind that. So let's make those connections. So we have Queen Bria Organa and Viceroy Bail Organa. They're in episode 2 and episode 3, also in Rogue One. So it's cool to see their relationship with Princess Leia. We also have Meloan. I haven't read this yet, but he is a character that comes back in Bloodlines way later on after the Return of the Jedi. We also have the ship, the Tantive 4. This is the ship that began it all. In episode 4, A New Hope, we see it flying over Tatooine with Darth Vader pursuing. So it's really cool to see that here again. We also see this ship in the Clone Wars, in the book Ahsoka, the book Lost Stars, the Rebels TV series, Rogue One, and A New Hope, of course. We also meet Ramus Antilles. He's Captain Antilles of the Tantive 4. So if you watch episode 4, A New Hope, you see where he ends up. But he's also in episode 3, Ahsoka, Rogue One, and then A New Hope. We also come into contact with the planet Wobani. This is the planet, if you remember, where Jyn Erso is captured, and she's in that labor camp, and K2SO busts her out. So if you're watching Rogue One, that's a good connection to make. We also hear about Christophsis. Now this is a planet that was in the Clone Wars TV series. It was in the Clone Wars movie, where Anakin and Obi-Wan were on that planet in the beginning. That's Christophsis. So it's cool to see that and find out what happened to it. We also see Crate. This is a direct connection to The Last Jedi. Crate is that planet where there was a secret rebel base, and in the third act of the movie they're there. So it's cool to see how Leia found out about Crate and all that secret workings on that happened there. The biggest connection for me in this one is Leia travels back to Naboo. She has no knowledge of Queen Amidala or anything like that, so it's cool to see her visiting her mother's planet. She's going there for different reasons. But also, you come into contact with the character that we've seen, episode 1, and he is Captain Panaka. And he was, the security for Queen Amidala. So it's cool to see that and see his reaction once he sees Princess Leia. The overall verdict of this book, it was very good. It surprised me. I'm glad I read it. And it does do a good job of connecting the prequels to the originals through Princess Leia and seeing where she goes. It's also cool because right after this, she goes into the Rebels episodes, which I will jump back on in a future video. But I hope you stay tuned with me. Next week, I'll start jumping into the Rise of Skywalker and the books that lead up to that to get you ready for the new movie.